everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's update is about the investigation into the death of Friends star Matthew Perry. The U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California held a press conference today about the investigation. He said that Matthew Perry's death was not an overdose.
Medical doctor. He worked with another medical doctor, defendant Mark Chavez, to obtain ketamine. He then worked with Mr. Perry's live-in assistant, defendant Kenneth Iwamasa, to distribute that ketamine to Mr. Perry. Over 2 months, from September to October 2023, they distributed approximately 20 vials of ketamine to Mr. Perry in exchange for $55,000 in cash. Defendant Placentia saw this as an opportunity to profit off of Mr. Perry. He wrote in a text message in September 2023, quote, "I wonder how much this moron will pay." He also stated in text messages that he wanted to be Mr. Perry's sole source of supply. He wrote in a text message that he wanted to be Mr. Perry's, quote, "go-to for drugs."
The police have arrested 5 people in connection with Perry's death in October of last year.
In this case, we are not talking about legitimate ketamine treatment. We're talking about 2 doctors who abused the trust they had, abused their licenses to put another person's life at risk. 5 defendants who, as I mentioned, knew what they were doing was wrong. In fact, one of them.
An autopsy revealed Matthew died from acute effects of ketamine and drowning, coronary artery disease, and buprenorphine effects. Perry was receiving infusions of ketamine for treatment of anxiety and depression. His autopsy report said that those infusions did not cause his death. The medical examiner also said that the ketamine level at the time of his death had been ingested too recently to be from an infusion treatment a week before. Ketamine is a controlled substance, but is also used illegally. The 2 doctors who were arrested are Dr. Mark Chavez and Dr. Placentia, also known as Dr. P. Dr. Placentia faces 1 count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine, 7 counts of distribution, 2 counts of altering and falsifying documents or records related to the federal investigation. Dr. Mark Chavez has already agreed to plead guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine, admitting to selling the drug to Dr. Placentia, including ketamine he had diverted from his former ketamine clinic. The indictment also says that September 30th, 2023, in a text message to Matthew Perry, Dr. P stated that he would give the first if he would like and leave supplies with him. The indictment goes on to say that Dr. P injected Matthew with ketamine that day and then left vials of the drug with Matthew's assistant, Kenny Iwamasa, who paid Dr. P $4,500 in cash. Furthermore, the indictment says Dr. Placentia texted Dr. Chavez and said, "It's like a bad movie," and confirmed to Dr. Chavez that he would send the payment soon. On October 2nd, the indictment says Dr. P went back to Matthew's home and injected him again with ketamine. The police found during their investigation ketamine lozenges that had been obtained using a fraudulent prescription. At this point, Kenny, Matthew's assistant, began administering the ketamine to Matthew without any medical training. Dr. Placentia saw Matthew spiraling, but still kept giving him the ketamine. Then, on October 12th, Dr. P drove to Matthew's home and collected $21,500 in cash from him. A photo of that cash is in the indictment. It doesn't stop there. Eventually, Kenny started buying ketamine from a man named Eric Fleming, also known as a broker, and a woman, Jasveen Sanya, aka the Ketamine Queen. In 2023, she sold approximately 50 vials of ketamine for $11,000 in cash. Sanya sold the batch of ketamine that resulted in Matthew Perry's death on October 28th. Officers later searched Sanya's home and found what amounted to a drug-selling emporium. They found 80 vials of ketamine, thousands of pills containing methamphetamine, cocaine, and bottles of Xanax and other illegally obtained prescription drugs and drug-selling paraphernalia. The day Matthew Perry died, Sanya and Fleming knew they were in big trouble. So Sanya sent a text message to Fleming telling him to, quote, delete all of our messages, end quote. Dr. Placentia also tried to cover his tracks by falsifying medical records. Ultimately, the ketamine that Sanya sold ended the life of Matthew Perry. It is truly sick that these individuals took advantage of Matthew Perry's addiction to ketamine. Matthew had spoken out many times publicly about his struggles with addiction. I thank you all for watching and have a blessed day.